Hi, I'm Rebecca Coleman, cookbook author and blogger, and today we're talking vegan egg substitutes. So, if you're a vegan, that means that you don't eat any animal products whatsoever. Not just not meat, but no animal products whatsoever. So that means no dairy, no eggs, no cheese. Baking without eggs can be a bit of a challenge. Eggs do two things when you're baking. First of all, they levitate. So what that means is when you add them to something, they make it lighter and fluffier. And the second thing that eggs do in baking is that they bind your wet ingredients together and make them hold together and be cohesive. So when you take eggs away from vegan baking, a lot of times what you end up with is baking that tends to be heavy and flat and kind of like a brick. If you take eggs out of baking, what are some substitutions that you can use instead of eggs in your baking? And I have a few of them to show you. 3 different vegan egg substitutes. First of all, this is ground flax. It just looks like this. I buy mine at Costco in a really big bag. Secondly, these are chia seeds. Chia seeds are amazing. They're full of protein and they make this really kind of like gluey, gummy paste when you add water to them that works really, really well as a binder. If you have something that's a little bit lighter in your baking, I've used this, for example, to make a souffle. You want to use something like psyllium husk. Psyllium husk is a lot lighter and a lot fluffier than something like flaxseed is, and so it integrates into the recipe a lot less seamlessly and gives you a much kind of smoother mouth. By the way, the method for each one of these is basically exactly the same. If you take a little bit of this and you add a little water to it and mix it together and then let it sit in the fridge for a few minutes, it creates this kind of paste that really works well for binding dry ingredients together. Last of all, these things are all great for vegan egg yolk substitutes, but when it comes to vegan egg white substitutes, there's nothing like AQUAFABA. It's the best. So I often will use AQUAFABA, just a couple of tablespoons of bean water in my recipes to help bind it together and make it lighter and fluffier. If you have a recipe that you need to be really light and fluffy, like a cake or waffles, what you want to do is you want to whip your AQUAFABA into a meringue using a little bit of sugar and a little bit of stabilizer until it makes this beautiful meringue. And then fold this into your recipe as your very last step before you bake it. That will add lots of air to your recipe and it'll make it really light and fluffy and have the perfect texture. For more recipes that are vegan using AQUAFABA, look for my new cookbook available now called AQUAFABULOUS. You can get it in bookstores and on Amazon. Do you want a cocktail?
Yeah, right.
I feel like I need one now.